So good morning, everybody. We're having a good day here at Berkeley Marine. I just got into town, did a quick walk around on my boat, and it is gorgeous. They did a beautiful job of fairing it out, multiple layers of fairing compound, longboard sandpaper, and it just looks gorgeous. The only thing missing is the final sand and the paint. Today we're gonna turn it right side up. I'm real curious to see how we did that. When we rolled it over, it was a whole different procedure. I guess they're going to take the staging off somehow. I've got to find out from Cree what that's all about. And then they're going to roll the boat right side up. And then we can get back to work. A lot of work has been done. A lot of parts are on order. And now that the bottom's done, we are going to start making progress towards getting this boat in the water. This has been a long haul. We had the weather delays. It's been frustrating. And you know, you don't want the project to stall, and you want to keep moving. And it's been really, really hard to keep the emotional level up through this winter we had, where we had quite a bit of rain out here in San Francisco, and we had some cold weather back east. And I work on individual parts of the project, but it's really hard to have the whole view. And today, the whole view is coming back into focus because we can see how all the work's going to start paying off, and this boat will come back together quickly.
I'm so nervous about this right now, it's ridiculous. I was awake at 5 o'clock this morning planning how we were going to put this whole thing together. And I mean, so much work has gone into it at this point to have something screw up and have to go backwards would just be horrible. Well, in Reader's Digest methodology, we're going to bring the travel lift in here. First, we'll start taking as much of the framework off the bottom as we can. I'm prepared for missing one screw or one fastener somewhere that's going to hang up the framework underneath, and we'll have a Sawzall ready to nail that. But we'll lift the boat off of the framework, we hope. Before we do that, we'll have the bolt attached to the keel and attach the crane to that. We'll lift the boat off of the structure with the travel lift and start the rolling operation. It should be hopefully a fairly easy affair in comparison with the original rolling, because we're letting gravity help us this time. With the big keel up there, it's going to want to go back to where it belongs, down underneath the boat. And hopefully it should go off without any problems. I really don't think we're going to have any incident. I mean, it's going to be very, very controlled, very slow. If you see it moving fast, run. And if something goes woefully wrong, we already know that I can lift the whole boat with the crane. So if it comes to that, I will. But I really don't want to do that because it could easily tip the crane over also if something went bad. I mean, the bolt could break that goes through the keel, and that's probably the worst thing that could happen. And it would be the most catastrophic because it would just free fall at that point. But I really don't think that we're going to break a 3/4 inch bolt. Okay, so we have the boat turned over now, and it's secure and it stands right side up. The whole turning operation went a whole lot easier than I anticipated, and nothing went wrong, which is just terrific, and it sure could have.
What's the next step?
The next big thing is the shaft log, because we're going to be working in this area fairing it. We need to figure out whether this is the correct angle, then we'll leave it.
Okay.
If not, then right now is the time to cut it out and replace it.
Okay.
So that's a big item.
So you need some information, I guess, on what the engine angle and transmission angle are?
Right.
And we can get that from
And
Ethan at Beta Marine?
Yes, and
Okay.
the exiting angle here,
All right.
most importantly.
All right. One thing I have a question about is the actual selection of the engine. I mean, we're down to a narrow range of product from Beta Marine. And I was looking at the 38, which is a 4-cylinder diesel and weighs about 150 pounds less than the next engine up. What's your opinion? We gotta come to a decision because I got to get the engine.
Well, like I've been telling you, I'm definitely one that's going to opt for a bigger engine. As much power in there as you possibly can get, in as small a package and as light a package as you can get.
Okay.
But if you're making a decision, horsepower and weight, I'd take the horsepower and throw somebody overboard.
Yeah.
Whatever you have to do, but
Great line.
take the horsepower.
Okay.
Yeah, even though it went easily and may have looked easy, I wouldn't recommend doing this at home. So if anybody has any questions about turning a boat, tell them to go talk to Fred.